Hey, wrong button at the beginning of this. You probably saw a quick countdown. My apologies for that. Never gets boring with technology, right? So this is not going to be a very long stream tonight. I'm going to try to go for 30 minutes. I guess it really depends on how much activity there is in the chat tonight. If anybody does decide to come out and partake in the chat with me. So I decided to do this episode tonight. Leo's like, holy crap, I almost forgot about this. I almost did not do an episode tonight, but I decided to do so. Because, well, I can. Leo, no, it's okay. As long as you're like, if you can just stay in the chat for a few, that's fine with me. There are a few things I'm just gonna rattle off about and just, talk about regarding the show. And that's why it's being titled State of the Podcast. But regardless, for those of you who are in the chat, I do appreciate you being here. It means a lot to me. Per the usual, having all of you on listening week to week. So, first and foremost, I want to go over our show's mission statement because, damn it, that is tradition, and I am not going to veer away from that. Not now, not anytime. So, we live in a dynamic society where social media shapes us by creating greater opportunities for connection. It has led to a developing understanding of the adversity many marginalized communities face, the powers causing the adversity, and those who act as bystanders as atrocities take place in real time. Our goal with this show is to make connections and have challenging conversations about social topics, current events, pop culture, and art. Together, let's weave the threads of understanding with what privilege we have in order to learn, educate, and create in a world that's growing. I will do the praying hands for Ari, though I can't do them as well. Leo, thank you so much. Well, let me tell you, my friend, nothing needs to be saved because the podcast is going to continue. Kaiju Kim's here. Hello, my dear friend. It's good to see you. It's kind of this is a very unique night for the podcast. This is not the normal setup that I do. So if whatever you listen to tonight, don't let that be a gauge of how this normally goes. I don't know why I'm doing a choreography here, but I'm doing a choreography. So before I go too far, I do want to acknowledge current events in the sense that obviously there's been a lot of fear happening, a lot of uncertainty with the recent revealing the leak of the Supreme Court potentially overturning Roe versus Wade. Not only is this, troubling for a lot of women, but there is also a lot of conversation about what other Supreme Court rulings this could affect, including marriage equality and other things like that. And I'm not going to lie, I've been kind of feeling the fear a little bit as well. I've not really talked a lot about it on my channel yet. I'm probably going to do a video at some point. At this point, I've been finishing up with the semester and I've been finishing moving into my house. And as you can tell, my office is still a mess. So there's still stuff happening. So I just want everyone to know that I'm thinking about you, and that even if you are experiencing any fear right now, I want you to know that you are not alone in this. There's just so many communities just facing that level of uncertainty right now, and it's just very difficult to navigate. I think it's difficult to navigate. So, well, in the comments, how have all of you been doing? If you get a chance, please share with me how you have been doing while I continue to ramble on for the next little bit here. So, you're probably noticing that I'm alone tonight, and there's reasons for that. And I know that I've had a number of people reach out to me through like message, through email, to ask if everything is okay with the podcast. And I've sat on it for about a month and a half or so because I've just wanted to see like how things go. And I do want to preface by saying that the podcast is not ending. Restitching the Tapestry will continue. Unfortunately, and I'm not going to go into too many details about like the background on this because I want to respect my dear friends who co-host this with me. But unfortunately, there's been a bit of a falling out between Ari and Sherri, and that has kind of transformed into an uncertainty of whether or not they may want to continue participating. And if whatever they choose to do, I support and love them. I've been in conversation with both, and I'm seeing both sides of the perspective. And I just I don't want to say too much because I want to also respect their privacy, and I want to respect you know, their perspective. So let's see. Leo says, I am doing fine otherwise. I got some new tarot decks. Ooh, you'll have to send me some pictures when you get them in. That's exciting. So despite the uncertainty of whether or not things will be the way they were, I do have news about the next few months for Restitching the Tapestry because you know me, I'm a Capricorn and I have to plan everything out and I have to have like contingency plans. I have to have backup plans because it just that helps me experience a sense of security in some way. So, one thing that will be happening throughout this month, after this specific episode, I'm going to be doing a couple of episodes where we kind of go back and reflect on like the best moments of this season so far. There's going to be an episode like they're going to be like edited, maybe like 10-15 minute shorts that are going to be episodes where I do highlights, and then another one is going to be the funniest moments. I want to start doing that mid-season of Restitching the Tapestry because I think it's going to be fun. I think that's fun. Beaver Duck says, I'm an Aquarius. Oh, that must mean you're a very creative person. Aquariuses, Aquarii. Aquariuses are typically very creative people. So Leo says, y'all are lucky. Y'all get animals for your signs. Me. Oh no. Oh, which one is the scale again? Is that Libra? No, I can't remember off the top of my head. Remind me, Leo, please. I'm failing right now. Epic fail. No, it's not. Is it Gemini? Libra. I was right. Okay. So, I do have some exciting news though regarding the future of the show over the next few months. First and foremost, I did mention the, episodes where we do the funny stuff, like where we reflect on the funniest moments and then the highlight reel. For June and July, I'm going to have my friend Heather Kanicki on as a guest co-host. She goes by HM Kanicki here on YouTube. She's also a writer and an educator. Very good friend of mine. I'm super excited to have her on. So we're going to be doing a stint of episodes throughout the summer. We'll see how things are on the front of Ari and Sherri at that point, and if they do choose to come back, then things will be back the way they were. Or it could be one of them coming back, or it could be me just completely doing a different game plan. We'll see what happens. Believe me, I'm already thinking of contingency plans because that's what I do. But one other really cool thing, my friend Lacey my friend Lacey Carper, who you all know is like one of my Adam Lambert friends, one of my high school friends. She's going to be doing an episode with me soon. I am literally geeked out about that. And I am kind of excited to do a little bit of promotion for her. She has a Twitch. So she's been streaming on Twitch. So if you have a Twitch, I would recommend going and following her at Lacey Rakistan. It's LACYRAKASTAN. I'm going to put it in the chat box so you can go follow Lacey. My goal is to get her up to at least 100 followers because I am just, I don't know, like she's such an expressive person and loves gaming, and I think that Twitch is perfect for her. So if you would like to go check that out, please do. Kaiju Kim is an Aries. Ooh. Oh, Debbie is a Libra. I knew that. Yes. Oh, Taylor. Hello, my dear friend. I got to see Taylor the other day too. Taylor came to my book signing and it was amazing. I could talk about that for a second. So, I got to do my first book signing the other day through Leopard Print Books, which is a local pop-up bookstore here in the Tri-City area of Michigan. And it went very well. I sold some copies of my books, and it was really nice being able to network. I did learn some valuable lessons about needing to organize myself when it comes to doing book signings because I've never really done them before. I need to get like little business cards. I should probably get some like visuals. I'm thinking about doing like an email list serve potentially. I don't know. We'll see. I know my friend Alyssa Goji Geek 101 does an email list serve. So I might ask her to see what her insight is on that and try that out as well. And Taylor, thank you for the you got this comment. I really appreciate that. So, beyond that, beyond all of that news, I am doing well. I have never been more happy. Like, I feel like things are stabilizing for me a little bit, which is nice. Oh, Ari's in the chat. Hello, Ari, my dear friend. It's so good to see you. So you're here in some capacity, in some spirit, which makes me happy. P.S. Go check out Ari's channel, Tarot Time with Ari. Ari's been very active over there, doing some phenomenal readings. In fact, I just watched the Ari. Was it the Capricorn one that you did the other day? Like I watched because Ari does like readings, like monthly readings for each of the signs. I listened to the Capricorn one, and I was just like, me in a nutshell. It was really good. Yes, I do need some business cards, 100%. He's just as wild to see his head. Oh, John Lithgow. Lithgow. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Kaiju Kim says, how about a video promo for your next book signing? I know a video editor. That's actually a really good idea, Kaiju Kim. I might hit you up on that. I'm used to doing like my own marketing. It might kind of be refreshing to get a more experienced person's editing skill and take when it comes to marketing. So I'm going to probably hit you up on that. Any way that I can also support my friends in their businesses as well. P.S. Kaiju Kim does do video editing professionally. So if anybody is interested in that, go check out Kaiju Kim's Twitter, right? Do you have a website, Kim? I don't know if you have a website. Yes, you've been doing some spicy readings. I've listened to a few of them. I almost thought about I don't know why I'm holding a pen. I almost thought about doing readings or like creating a channel as well. But I don't know if I'm going to do that because honestly, I feel like I have enough YouTube channels between this one and Donny Speaks, which is my poetry channel. I'm just doing plugs for all of my channels. Go subscribe to Donny Speaks, please. My archive channel where I upload, really old videos or like shorts, and my music channel. There's a lot of channels. I don't know if I'm going to do another channel, but Ari, if you ever want to do a collaboration on your tarot channel, let me know. I might be interested in doing that too. Yeah, Ari's been on TikTok as well. Ari, what's your TikTok username? I can't remember off the top of my head. I actually did some videos on TikTok today too for the first time in a million years. It was very interesting. Let's see. Kaiju Kim says, I'm going to be changing the name of my company soon, but for now it's KH Edits. Lovely little ring to it. It's cute. But I look forward to see what you change your name to as well. By the way, everybody, this is Ari's TikTok. The Strange Doc. Ari does a lot of really cool videos, a lot of readings on there as well. Very kind of like, I would say, more personalized short form readings. And let's see. Ari says, if you want to do a reading from my channel to plug your channel, you could do that. Oh my. Okay, I might. That would be kind of cool. Would that be kind of like a guest reader situation kind of thing? I should retitle this episode to Donny plugs himself and everyone else. But anyway, going back to what I was saying before, because I'm determined to fill up at least 30 minutes of this. Yeah, I've been like in a really good headspace. Now that school is done with, I'm going to start creating more. I really need to finish the concept of my new book. I have some kind of like extra stuff from like the marketing haul of my second collection, Feats of Alchemy, that I'm going to be posting on Donny Speaks. A couple of really cool things. Things going on this summer that I have planned, not a lot. Doing some creative work. I want to get that done. I'm going to do some gardening. I am going to be participating in an LGBTQ plus panel next week. I don't know when that's going to be live, but that's going to be nice. It's going to be like an LGBTQ plus panel of writers. Oh my gosh, how could I forget this? And Ari can also attest to this as well, because Ari has also participated in this project, as well as my friend Heather Knickie, who I mentioned earlier. So I think many of you are probably aware that over the past several months, I have collaborated with the musician called Brotherwell out of Florida. His name is Ryan Boseman, and he managed to weave together at least 12 poets from across the United States to come together and create an album of music and spoken word. It's titled Recovery. I have 2 songs that are featured on it. The song for the poem Feats of Alchemy, and then another one called Reforged from Falling Stars. I'm going to provide a link to it here so you can go listen to them. One second, it's going to take a second to find it, but I am so excited, my friends. Like, this honestly has been a dream come true for me. You all know that music has been a huge part of my life, and having 2 of my poems transformed into songs has been like super surreal for me, because I've always wanted to be a musician, but I've also wanted to be a spoken word artist. Like, my goal in life is to be Mary Lambert, who is a pretty famous musician and spoken word artist. Leo's like, Donny's been dropping singles. If only, right? Kaiju Kim asks, are you going to G-Fest? Yes, I am planning on going to G-Fest, and I am definitely planning on meeting you in person. That is, if you're still going to G-Fest. But yeah, like, this is having the opportunity to do like voice work for these songs has been like really cool. And not to mention, like, Ari's, like, all of the songs on it are amazing, but Ari also has a song on it. Heather has a song on it. They're all beautiful. And all of, like, the whole album is themed around healing and the realization that trauma and coming back from trauma is not always a pretty process. In fact, it can be kind of a difficult and challenging process. Yeah. Kaiju Kim, you're on a panel. I remember you said that you were putting forth a panel proposal, but you're going to be on a panel? That's so exciting. Which panel are you going to be on? You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because I thought about submitting like a proposal for a panel for next year because I don't know, like my show Growing Up with Godzilla has been really taking off. And I think it'd be really cool to do like a panel where we get like some like Godzilla YouTubers together to talk about how Godzilla has shaped us and to have a conversation with an audience about that. P.S. Kaiju Kim, we could do that together. Who knows? Ari, you are more than welcome to pop in for a minute. If you would like, it's up to you. Let me send you the link really quickly. Don't mind while I scintillate you with music. This is my latest single, everyone. There we go. Sherri's like, it feels weird. Sherri's here. Hello. It does feel strange to be in the chat, doesn't it? Whenever I collaborate with other people, it does feel odd being in the chat. If I'm just in the chat, because I'm just like, oh, how much should I write? Do I like write too much, etc. Oh my gosh, Kim, I am so jealous. I am super jealous. Well, I'll have to come to it. Kim, remember me when you're famous. Rogue says, just dropping by to say that you're amazing. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Hello.
I thought I'd just pop on for a little while because I'm not going to just spam the chat. I was just like, let me just talk to you for a minute. I don't want to stay for too long, but you know, this is the first time I've really watched it like where I was watching it directly instead of just like watching it on the replay.
Isn't it weird watching it like from like an outside perspective, kind of like I've imagined what it would be like, and I'm just like, like what?
I just got really chatty is all. Like I was just like spamming the chat.
I love me some spam, so no worries on that.
Yeah.
Rogue, you stay awesome as well. Sorry, I was responding to Rogue's comment. Ari, how have you been?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. How have you been?
I thought you were talking. I don't know. I'm good. You know, I am still, I know that I'm on here, but I'm still taking a break. You know, the reason, and I need to talk about this, the reason why I took a break is because, or I'm taking a break, is because like we've been doing like 75 episodes now, and I just got really tired. Like I just, like, I was just getting to the point of where like I would take a nap before the show and then I would just like have to like psych myself up to do it. And I felt really, it was growing that I just felt like it was really hard to like always like be on my game and talk like about these really heavy issues. And I feel like I just wasn't giving it my 100% always, that I feel like I just was really exhausted from like talking about issues. That's why I don't mind coming on tonight, is because like we're not talking about like anything like heavy or serious, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally understand. And well, and the thing is, I think what a lot of people don't realize is that when, and you kind of mentioned this, but when doing a show like this, like there is like we are also entertaining everybody to some degree, right? Like
Right.
there is a creative output that we put into it, not to mention we have personalities that we're juggling. We are also intermixing our personalities with other people. So it can be very taxing, especially when we have like really difficult topics that we talk about. I know like last week when I talked to Cindy about bullying manifesting itself in adulthood, like that was a That was a very taxing episode. It was a great conversation, but afterward I was just like a mental puddle on the floor. So I totally get that. Like, and I want to normalize people being able to step away from something when they need to and recharge. Like, I think it's very important being able to do that. Not to mention, especially if you have other creative outlets that you are putting forth an output toward, right? Because I've been in that position before as well, where I've been like really focusing in on doing this, but then I'm like, oh, I could write this poem, but then after this I'm like too tired to write a poem, or vice versa, you know, like it can kind of get a little bit exhausting after a time. So yeah.
Sherri, did you want to come in and talk for a while?
Sherri, I can send you the link if you want. Drinking wine and there is not enough wine in this universe for me to talk about Roe versus Wade extensively.
Oh no, I don't know if I can handle it though. Like it's too much. Oh, no makeup on. Okay.
Oh, Sherri, you look stunning even without makeup. Well, at least you're here in the chat. Sherri's like, no makeup on, I'm too vain.
So yeah, I finished my script and I applied to grad school. That was the thing that happened.
Oh, so you did go through the application process?
Yeah, they're gonna contact me at the end of the month so we can do a phone interview.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. I know this is something you've wanted to do for a long time.
I've been working on it since the end of January. Like I was really burnt out on that too, is that I was just doing like, because I wrote it in probably like a week to start. And then like I was doing like 2 or 3 pages at a time of editing. And then I got to the end of the edit and I was just like, I can't do this again. Like, this is too exhausting. Like, I'm just going to submit it and we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, script writing is a whole nother animal to wrangle with.
It really is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. And like, when I read through it, I was like, oh, these are kind of some inconsistencies that I've got.
Yeah. And that probably, I'm sure that contributed to like the
burnout,
kind of creative exhaustion, right? Because you were doing this very important script, this show, you're managing your tarot channel, your main channel, your TikTok. I think you had another video project that you were doing as well. Yeah, like so you had
Strange Squirrel Films. I taped I did the directing for that. I did my first directing thing. I was very excited. And I paid my actors, because you should always pay people who are doing work for you.
Yes, 100%.
So yeah, I did that. I'm working on trying to re-upload all of our old episodes onto streaming services. That's kind of a thing that's going on right now too.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Like what that is going to take shape with?
So basically, like how you get stuff onto these platforms is that you have to use like a streaming service. And I've been looking into a couple different ones to see like which one works. I did make a podcast logo for us.
I love it, by the way. Did I see it in that link that you sent me? I think I did. So like we're gonna, like, this podcast, like the audio is going to be on actual podcast sites, which is super
right. It's going to be audio. It's going to be a little weird though, because some of the stuff that we did was visual. So I'm not sure how much it's going to like translate over or how good the audio quality is. But I definitely want to like retroactively do it. I heard about a streaming service because Aaron was telling me about a streaming service that was pretty cheap, that I could do unlimited uploads with.
Mm-hmm.
I won't go to the streaming platforms.
I know there's a friend of mine uses, it's called Podbean. I don't know. I've not looked into that yet, but I think that might be a cool option. So additionally, one of my friends who operates a radio station out of Arizona is interested in streaming our show out in the radio ether, whatever that is referred to.
What?
I know, right? Like I kind of nerded out about that. So I was just like, yeah, like okay, so I'm going to catch up in the comments really quick. Beaver Duck says, I was never able to get into college. I have learning disability and I'm on the spectrum, so school was too difficult for me.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm really concerned about right now is
yeah.
that, like, I have a disability, like, I have bipolar disorder, and I had to do a statement of purpose, and I said, I wanna do grad school, but, I'm concerned that in the middle of the semester, I'm gonna have a manic episode or something, and then it's
Mhm.
gonna keep me from being able to finish the class. Like, I don't wanna just waste my money on something, so, like, I need to have, like, a little bit more wiggle room just in case.
Right, yeah. Well, and I wonder if there is some way they would be able to like accommodate that. Like, I mean, if they have like an accommodation office, I would definitely talk to them because they are usually, if they have good resources, they usually will help students on that front.
Yeah, that's my only drawback. So I totally understand, like, having a
Mhm.
disability and, like, having a difficult time, like, performing, like, basic, things that, like, would better help our lives. It definitely has been something that I've had to work on in the last, 4.5 years. So I understand that, like, it's really difficult, like, when your life shifts in a certain way that you have to, like, reevaluate how you live and stuff. And,
Right.
like, maybe it's something you've dealt with your whole life, but, like, maybe it's something that just, like, came on, at a certain point. So I understand, like, it's really difficult, and, I feel really sorry that you had to go through that and, like, you know, um, that you weren't able to find a thing where you could learn at your own pace and maybe do that. Like, I know
Mhm.
that, like Udemy or, some kind of like online learning tool, might be helpful for you, and you can actually get like accreditation on that too. And like you have as much time as you need to finish the class.
Yeah, there are different resources out there for sure that could be beneficial. Sherry says applying to grad school is no joke. It is very challenging. I remember when I applied for grad school, like I was just like, what document do I need? What statement do I need to write? What's going on? Kaiju Kim's like, I can only afford to pay my cast and crew and pizza at the moment.
Still payment.
Pizza would win my heart over in a heartbeat. That sounded so redundant. Win my heart over in a heartbeat. Let's see. Beaver Ducks also says also can't get a job because of communication challenges.
Mm.
I think also I could be going off on a tangent here, and if I am, just like Donny, shut up. But I feel like our society measures success solely based on job/school. And I really think that there are more ways to measure success than just those two routes.
Right.
And I think that those should be explored and celebrated, right? So even though you weren't able to get into a school program, or even though that you can't get a job because of those communication challenges, I have no doubt that there is a route for you to take where you can cultivate your own sense of success, right? Leo says, I've been wanting to share a tarot deck with you at some point, Ari.
The only question I have, is it a furry deck? Because I'm not sure about a furry deck. But if it's just like a different kind of tarot deck, that's fine. But if it's
Mhm.
not so much for me. That I just not my bag.
Yeah.
But I'm all for you making a tarot deck. Like I work on making tarot cards all the time. In fact, I went to Beltane last week
Yes.
and it started raining, and I brought out my little arts and crafts project, and we made our own tarot cards, like the kids and everyone.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so fun. Sherry says, as a Marxist, I truly feel you should not value yourself based on how productive you are to a cat. Yep.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because like as a writer/artist, I feel like my productivity immediately kind of like falls into this cage of like commercialism, productivity. I have to meet this quota, this standard, and it's exhausting. um, uh, you have me thinking about making tarot decks now, Ari.
Yes, please.
I want to create a
Oh,
Pokemon tarot deck.
I would totally be all for that.
The only thing I can draw are Pokemon. Not well, I might add. A fan deck based on and influenced by Mr. Wives' Super Bloom album and The Wizard of Oz. It's such a cool, like, I think I've seen some of them. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, if you want to send that to me, I'll definitely do readings with it.
Love it.
Get my first tarot deck as a listener, like someone sending it to me. That would be
I
fabulous.
can't do that while drinking. I just almost slopped drink down the front of me. Classy. Always a classy human. So Ari, okay, so you've been doing some different things on your main channel as well, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because I want everybody to know what you've been doing, because you've been doing a lot of awesome stuff.
So I've been trying to motivate myself to keep up with my cleaning and like doing certain things. So I've been filming myself like talking as like I do my dishes or clean my kitchen or my bathroom and stuff. And sometimes I just like fall off and I'm just like in the middle of scrubbing and you just watch me scrubbing a bathroom. Or like I think that today I did a video where I filmed me cooking. I cooked myself lunch. I cooked myself avocado toast because I am one of those kind of vegans.
Avocado toast is amazing, though.
It's
Just
so
FYI.
amazing. I just like in the last like few months have discovered, like the last 2 months I've discovered avocados are like actually a really amazing food. I also got to whip out my mortar and pestle today because I realized that I had a mortar and pestle and that I could use it to make like sort of like a guacamole for the avocado toast. So I was like, oh my God, I remember Tim got me this a while ago and I thought it was so big and bulky because I just asked for like a little like witchy mortar and pestle, just like a little one for herbs and stuff. And he got me like this giant stone mortar and pestle.
Yeah, we have a giant one too. I don't think I've used ours yet, though. I need to do that, though. That'd be really cool to make like some homemade guacamole with a mortar and pestle. Sherri's, thank you, millennials, for avocado toast. Only we would know that to slather something onto a piece of bread and call it good.
My sister calls it nature's butter.
It kind of is when you think about it. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of obsessed with your cleaning videos because they've been motivating me to clean. So like I will put on your video in the background while you're cleaning and then I will clean my kitchen.
No way.
Yes.
That's great.
I also did that with like unpacking after we moved to this new house. I was like, I'm gonna just turn on Ari's cleaning video and I'm gonna play that while I'm organizing stuff.
See, you should have made a video of you unpacking. I would have totally watched that.
I still have stuff to unpack. I could totally do that.
You should do that.
Also, Sherri's been Sherri, you're redoing your couch, I think you said. I watched you like do your like grocery haul or your like order haul video. And I was kind of like cleaning to that too. Kim says avocado toast with roasted tomatoes. Don't get me started on roasted tomatoes.
Right?
Roasted anything, but roasted tomatoes, I would do anything for roasted tomatoes. Well, not anything, but
So I sauteed up some mushrooms, onion, and tomatoes today and put that on my toast.
That sounds amazing.
It really was. So it's funny that Kaiju Kim talked about tomatoes because I was like, oh yeah, so good.
Right. Yay, Sherri. I look forward to that video.
I'll have to check that out.
So one thing that I've been obsessed with, and this is so I don't know, so country of me. I don't know if it's country or not. I've been grilling a lot lately because I like grilling. Grilling is probably the straightest thing that I do, and there aren't very many of those.
I love it.
It's so fun. We grilled like roast. We like grilled Brussels sprouts today. I've been obsessed with Brussels sprouts lately.
Right?
Oh my gosh, I think you made a video talking about that, didn't you? Where you were like, you've been kind of like exploring fruits and veggies that you haven't really liked before, but now you're kind of discovering that, like, okay, like,
It's not that I didn't like them, it's that I said I didn't like them, but I had never tried them because I was scared of
oh,
them.
well, I mean, there could be a lot of reasoning behind those fears. Like if you heard other people talking about not liking them, like that might have something to do with it.
Sometimes it's just the color or the shape of it, or like with fruit. I remember eating like a cherry when I was in high school and gagging.
Mm-hmm.
And that like there was a girl who I used to sit with on the bus when I was in elementary school, and she smelled like rotten fruit. So like just being around fruit made me like gag. And so like I always thought that if I tried to eat fruit, like no matter what kind of fruit it was, that I would just like immediately gag and throw up.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like it just like caused this like mental blockage that I just couldn't eat the things that are healthy for me because I was just scared that they were gonna cause me to be like sick. And I feel like that's kind of it's on the spectrum of ARFID where like you think that food is gonna cause you like some kind of bodily harm,
Mm-hmm.
or like some kind of so. It's not that I had like necessarily had it. It didn't mess with my functionality because there were a lot of foods that I did eat. But I feel like since I become vegan, I'm like expanding my diet and having a more diverse diet now.
Right. Are there any foods that are like a hard no for you?
Peaches.
Peaches.
I
They are
hate
a very
peaches.
strange texture. Like I
It's
love the taste of peach, but for me, it's anything any shellfish. I
mm.
cannot like the texture. It's for me. It's the taste and texture, not just one or the other. Both. I can't do it.
Honestly, shellfish is generally bad for you. And like when you go to a restaurant and stuff, that you have a higher chance of getting food poisoning from shellfish. That's why my family and I we never ate seafood growing up.
That's an yeah. That's another reason why I avoid it because I'm like, nope, not dealing with that. Sherri says, I get that. I have a texture aversion. Sometimes it's the visual texture. I won't eat jambalaya because the word sounds
And it's
unhealthy.
it's not a logical thing. It's just like you get into this mindset like I can't eat that. Like that's just
Right. I like that you mentioned visual texture because I've felt that way too. Like where I've looked at something and I'm just like, that does not look like it would feel great in my mouth. It does not look like it would feel great sitting in my stomach. You know, one thing that I love that this episode's turning into like a foods we love and don't love because I don't think we've talked about that yet. Um, for me, what really got me when I was a kid, and it took me the longest time to get over, tomatoes. I actually used to hate raw tomatoes. Like I could eat them in like a soup, or I could eat them in like as like a sauce or whatever. But like if you put a tomato on a sandwich for me, or if I ate a cherry tomato, I couldn't do it.
oh no, I can't eat cherry tomatoes yet.
Well,
Nope.
now that I've gotten older, cherry tomatoes have been my gateway into liking tomatoes, oddly. Because I didn't like tomatoes based on texture because I didn't like that they were squishy and juicy and like almost way too watery. So when I like ate a cherry tomato, I was just like, this is there's a little bit of a crunch. Okay, I can do a crunch. So now I have actually incorporated more tomatoes into my diet. Arpy's here. Hello. Arpy used to hate fruits and veggies. Sherri says, many's the time I've looked at something and said, I'm not putting that in my mouth, and then did it and regretted it. I can't even read that. I can't read
Saucy.
it.
Very saucy.
Uh, oh, that got me.
Mhm.
But let's see. I think the only thing that other than that, if there's anything like fruit or vegetable like that I don't like, it's olives. I don't like olives.
See, I like olives. I usually eat them on a pizza. It's like I'll eat foods, but I have to eat them in a very specific way. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't just ever just like pop an olive into my mouth because that's gross. But like if you cut them up and put them on a pizza, I'll totally eat olives.
Oh, see, like I actually like olives. So we're basically the same when it comes to olives, then, because I don't mind olives on pizza. That's fine with me. Or if it's like in a, say, pasta salad or something like that, that's fine. But I know so many people who will just like eat raw olives, and I'm just like,
How? How?
but then again, I have people who think that of me when I eat pickles too, and I love pickles so much.
Hate pickles. The only reason why I hate pickles is because my sister, she used to get those big dill pickles when we were a kid. Like my mom would buy like a whole jug of them, and she would. If so, my sister would eat pickles. She would bite off the end, suck out all the insides, and then eat the skin. And I thought it, like, just watching her, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Uh, I've never seen something so disgusting. And so, like, the smell of pickles and just the fact that there was just like a gross factor of my sister eating pickles, I was just like, I can't do this.
I'd be
Although,
grossed out by that too. I
although I
would.
did just try kimchi recently.
Oh, how did you feel about that?
It's okay.
There's a lot of varieties of kimchi. There's some that I don't like, and then there's a few that I'm okay with, depending on the situation. Um, okay, I need to catch up on the comments because I'm like hella behind. Leo says there's kind of a cherryish tomato that we bought at the farm stand once. They're like small but sweeter, and they were bright yellow. My favorite tomato is a yellow pear tomato. They are. I wonder if they're the same kind that you were talking about because they're sweet as well. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Arby, for saying that. I appreciate that. Let's see. Sherri says, Kalamata olives right out of the jar. Ooh. Ooh. I can't. Arby hates pickles and burgers. Donny is the only guy I know that likes pickles.
You like a little pickle?
Kim, was that a subtle gay joke? Because if it was, you win the internet for the day.
Was it subtle?
I cheers to that. Cheers your Coke.
I'm all out of Coke now.
That's so
Said the stripper.
Oh my goodness. So
terrible.
I think we can even go up to an hour tonight if you're okay with that, Ari.
Yeah, I think we could talk for another 12 minutes about stupid stuff.
About randomness. So, do you want to know what annoying bougie thing I've recently done?
What's that?
I think I mentioned it to you already, but I'm mentioning it to everybody now. I have a Costco membership.
You did mention that. You were so bougie.
I know. It's actually been really interesting. I've never really thought about buying things in bulk before, mostly because I never really believed that it was that cost effective, but I'm kind of quickly realizing that it is. Because obviously moving is really expensive, so we've been trying to like cut costs here and there, and it's been like really beneficial being able to go to a store and buy like trash bags in bulk or laundry detergent, like a larger container. Like it's been interesting. So I know there are other places that do memberships like Sam's Club and Gordon Foods. There's another place that does it too. Trader Joe's, is that what I'm thinking
No,
about?
not Trader Joe's. You're thinking of, oh God, it's coming to me. It's coming to me.
Why can't I think of it?
It's out west. Oh God, what's it called?
It's gonna bother me now.
It's not IKEA.
Publix? No, that's a chain store, I think. What does BJ?
Wegmans, but
what does BJ stand for, Leo? Like what? Like is that like an acronym for like a store name? Or is that just the actual name?
Is it Wegmans?
I'm fairly sure there's another like type of place in this area that I'm thinking of too. It's Sam's Club, Costco.
It might be Costco that I'm thinking of.
Is it like Whole Foods that
Whole
I'm
Foods doesn't have a membership.
No,
You can
okay.
use food stamps at Whole Foods now, though.
Oh, okay. No, Kim, I don't think it's Kroger. I think Kroger's just like I don't think that's a wholesaler.
Because at Costco, you can get those like pizzas and hot dogs and stuff, right?
Yeah. Sherri.
So, someone is saucy tonight.
Sherri, have you been having that wine? um Yeah, like Berkeley and Jensen. I'm not familiar with that place. That definitely must not be a regional thing in this area. Unless I must be missing. Ari, are you familiar with Berkeley and Jensen?
No.
Okay. It's kind of like Meyer. Meyer is like a regional thing in
It
this
is, yeah.
area. So if I were to go out west and be like, well, I went to Myers today, like somebody would be like,
Oh, you say Myers, not Meyer.
I did say Myers.
So Michigan of you.
I did that on purpose.
I also say Walmart's. I also say Aldi's.
Aldi's. I'm obsessed with Aldi, Ari, and I am so happy you've been shopping there.
I wasn't shopping there, and then I realized how much money I can save shopping there. Like, the produce is a lot cheaper, and sometimes it's a better quality than
even the non-organic options are like higher quality, which surprises me.
I get organic bananas just because they're bigger and they're usually like farther along in the ripening process than the non-organic ones. So the non-organic ones are like plantains.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I just get my pasta and sauce and stuff at Aldi because it's cheaper and it's better quality.
Yeah.
I did find Easter. Did I share the Easter pasta that I bought?
Yes, I was kind of obsessed with that.
I tried to make Alfredo with it, and it just turned out the worst because I used vanilla creamer instead of almond milk. So it was just like this cloyingly sweet, disgusting. Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever tried those types of noodles before. I know one thing that I love at Aldi. I get like these little Pacific Fruit Vineyard seltzers. They're normally seasonal, and they've gotten them back, and they normally just have like peach ones. You've probably seen me with them before.
I think I had one before at your house.
You probably did. Now they have variety packs. Do you have any idea how much I flipped out when I saw variety packs? I wept. And in the middle of Aldi, basically. In the most dramatic fashion.
So should we come back to the point of like what our plans are for the next few months?
Okay, yes. So, while us three still figures things out, like you're gonna still take a break for a while because you're like it's important to do
I'm
that,
thinking
right?
like August or September, I'm probably going to come back because then I'll have all of my grad school stuff worked out. I'll be able to finish my a manuscript for another poetry book.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just like so things will be more settled and I'll have things worked out more by August because I'm probably going to write another screenplay while I'm at it and like develop some ideas. It's just like I have a lot of stuff going on right now, just a lot of stuff, and I just want to like focus on it and like
and it deserves your attention and it deserves your creative energy, right?
Yeah, I felt really bad for like just walking away without like explaining myself. I just needed a break to like focus on my stuff right now because I just was becoming like overwhelmed. Like I had this movie pass for the movie theater and I wasn't going to the movies. I have a yoga pass that I wasn't using. Like I just was like doing all this stuff and I was trying to be like get out of my house more, and I was just struggling to do that, and I was just like I just felt overwhelmed. I just felt overwhelmed with a lot of stuff.
Well, and mind you, like I never viewed it as you walking away or anything like that. Like, I know, like, our opinions of one another are very, very important, right? At the end of the day, like, I want this space to be meaningful and empowering and ultimately not always taxing, right? Like, if you get to points where you feel that you need to take a break, I encourage that, because like, your other creative outlets deserve your time and effort and attention. We've done 75 episodes. Like, I don't like I feel like Restitching the Tapestry isn't an object, it's the people, right? Like, it's what we create together, right?
And I
So
always
yeah.
thought I would keep doing it as long as it was fun. If I liked what we were talking about, and you know, if you liked doing it too. And
Mhm.
same goes for Sherri. It's just like, if we liked doing it, if we liked the topics, if we didn't run out of topics,
Right,
which
yeah.
I don't think that we'll ever run out of topics.
Right. And maybe, like, I think maybe we did like a lot of like really serious topics in a row without kind of like any break from that. So I think, what if anything, we should take it as a learning experience in the future and maybe stagger out those serious topics a little bit and pepper in some like lighter topics, kind of like tonight, right? Like, we're just talking about food and things we love, etc.
BSing.
BSing, yeah. So,
That's why I hope Sherri will like do episodes with you. So it's just like I
yeah.
can take a break and just like, because I really want Sherri to not go away.
Well, I don't want Sherri to go away either. Sherri, I hope, like, Sherri, you're not getting rid of us. I'm just saying.
I
So,
just needed a break. I just needed a break.
and you deserve a break. Here is my, it's, I don't know if it'll make sense. Here is my vision of how things will happen. So, I'm gonna do the rest of May with like highlight episodes, kind of like a mid-season woo kind of thing, right? And a funny episode, right? Um, June, I'm gonna probably have Heather on for a while, because Heather's super excited to participate. So who knows? Maybe in the future we might have 4 people on. I don't know. But Sherri, at some point, like maybe late June or like early July, if you were interested in coming back and you're willing, you're more than welcome to. Just consider that an open invitation, because I do miss all of us having conversations together. It's like, I think that we really had a lot of really awesome stuff going there for a while. And then Ari, come August and September, if you feel ready to come back, the door is always open for you. It's always open.
Thanks. I really appreciate that.
And if there's ever a need for me to do an episode where I just randomly talk about something, kind of like the mundane life of a gay, I'll do that too. Who knows? I feel like in my mind, like, I have like this weird goal, because I'm a Capricorn and numbers are a thing for me. I'm like, I want to make it to 100 episodes. Damn it!
Oh, I definitely do too.
like 100 episodes.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
What do you think we should do for 100 episodes? Like the 100th episode?
Well, we should have balloons, because we did that for the 50th. I think that I don't know. Like, I think maybe we should just have like a theme, like maybe dress up somehow, or I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Honestly, I think that we should all get together and like put up some like fancy equipment and
Like in person.
like in person, and do like a fun podcast episode where like
Kind of like a panel.
like a Joe Rogan type thing, where it's like we have 2 separate cameras set up, but we're streaming at the same time.
Oh, that's a really cool idea. Well, and now with StreamYard, you can do that too with like multiple cameras. So that would be a really good 100th episode. Sign me up for that. It is strange thinking that we're so close to it too. Like, we're only like 25 episodes away from that. It's hard to believe.
Nothings.
That was clever. You deserve an Emmy for that.
I don't.
Well, my friends, what was originally going to be 30 minutes turned to an hour, and I'm really happy. I'm really happy, Ari, that you were here. Thank you for taking time to gab with me. Sherri, it was good seeing you in the comments. Thank you for participating as well. And of course, everybody listening, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. So for the rest of May, like I mentioned, look forward to the highlight episodes and look forward to episode number 8 of Growing Up with Godzilla, which is coming out on the 15th. And it's going to be the final conversation, or the rest of the conversation I had with Matt Frank. I've been kind of really nerding out about my Growing Up with Godzilla show. Mm-hmm. So, woo. All right, everyone, good night. We love you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.